I'm Dr. Nathan Wuertenberg. I'm a staff researcher at the Aull Center for Local History and Genealogy Research, an annex of the Morgantown Public Library System. I'm here to offer some tips for finding reliable information on the internet and sharing it with others. Generally speaking, there are 3 questions you should ask yourself when you come across information online to determine whether or not it's reliable. Who created the information? Is the information accurate? And is the information objective? To answer the first question, you should check for an author byline at the beginning and end of the source providing the information. Sources that don't list an author should trigger immediate warning bells in your head. Online content that doesn't list a creator is, generally speaking, trying to make verification more difficult. The next step in figuring out if online information is reliable is to check its accuracy. The best way to do this is to check for references. References are provided by the author to tell you where they got their information and can take the form of footnotes, hyperlinks, or direct mentions in the text. If there are no references present in an online source, you can bet the information isn't reliable. The question of objectivity is just as important as authorship and accuracy when seeking to determine the reliability of information. You may have found an online source that provides an author and cites its sources, but you still need to consider whether it's trying to simply impart information or persuade you of its point of view. If it's trying to persuade, you should search for opposing points of view before you decide whether or not you agree with it. Based on these questions and the sort of posts I see on social media, I've come up with 3 don'ts for sharing information online. If the information you want to share breaks any of the following rules, don't believe it and don't share it with others. 1. Don't share memes. If your information is presented as an image with text over it, that information is worth less than the sheet of paper you would use if you printed it out. Memes are to truth what Nickelback is to music. 2. Don't share anything without references. References are your first line of defense against unreliable information. If something you want to share doesn't say where its information came from, you shouldn't believe it, and anyone you share it with shouldn't believe it either. 3. Don't share conspiracy theories. Any information you find online that suggests that there are hidden meanings, motives, or methods behind events when a simpler, more transparent explanation is available should not be believed. Conspiracy theories, big, small, and in between, actively undermine the truth, and you shouldn't share them for any reason, even as a joke. If you put the information you see online through those 2 tests, the 3 questions I listed at the beginning and the 3 don'ts I just mentioned, it should be relatively easy for you to figure out whether or not it's reliable. If you're still struggling though, you can always search online to see if anyone else has already figured it out. Before I go, I wanted to show you an example of unreliable versus reliable information. Now, I'm a historian, so I picked some online content that I've seen before that's related to history. The unreliable content is this post about weird coincidences between Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. As you can probably see, it fails both of the reliability tests, so it shouldn't be believed or shared. It doesn't list a creator or mention its sources, so it's impossible to determine if it's objective. It is also a meme, lacks citations, and seems to suggest that there is some hidden meaning behind the weird coincidences it mentions. Plus, if you search online for Lincoln-Kennedy coincidences, you can find several websites debunking the information. As it turns out, a lot of it isn't even true. Lincoln didn't have a secretary named Kennedy, John Wilkes Booth fled to a barn, not a warehouse, and John F. Kennedy was shot in the back and neck, not the head. As an alternative, the reliable content is this article from Smithsonian Magazine. It lists an author, and you can click on a hyperlink to learn more about her. It also mentions the sources where it's getting its information, both in the text and in hyperlinks. Because it's simply trying to impart information rather than persuade you of anything, you can also safely bet that it's objective. Finally, it's not a meme, it has citations, and there are no conspiracy theories, so you can feel safe sharing it with others. So, to find reliable information, ask these 3 questions. To share reliable information with others, follow these 3 rules. And remember, if you're still having trouble, search online. Good luck.